All right, coming up on this episode of One Star Rewind, it's getting close to Christmas time. So, of course, who would be our guest? It is Santa Claus. He's coming on the show. As amazing as he is, he does have some one-star reviews. I know that's shocking to hear. I know that feels like that's instant coal in your stocking, but I promise he wants people to be honest. So enjoy this episode. We're going to tackle 3 one-star reviews that happened over a course of about 10 years. But Santa, he's been around a long time. So these are good reviews. He's a great Santa. If you want to know if he's bringing presents to you, if you've been naughty or nice, I don't know if we'll talk about all that today, but we will definitely tackle some reviews. So enjoy this episode of One Star Rewind.
One Star Rewind.
All right, it's getting cold outside and it's Christmas time. So who better to have on One Star Rewind than the man himself, Santa?
Merry Christmas, Cory. Merry Christmas, my son.
Merry Christmas, Santa. So Santa, you go by Saint Nick too?
Nick.
Just Nick.
So
okay.
Here's a little lesson for you.
Okay.
To know how you're talking to the real guy.
Oh yeah, tell me.
We have lots of people that want to impersonate Santa and
Sure.
cover here, there, and yon.
Okay.
But here's how you know you're talking to the real guy.
Okay.
Did you know that Santa is not my name?
I didn't know that. I thought that's what your
Santa
name
is
was.
my title.
Oh, okay.
Santa is it's an Americanized version of the word Santa. Sinterklaas. Sinterklaas is Dutch and Germanic for Saint Nicholas.
Okay.
And as the Dutch and Germans immigrated to New England and New York and all that area,
Sure.
they brought their Christmas traditions.
Okay.
Like the good old Yule log.
Yeah, we have our fire here. Yeah.
Cozy.
We are cozy, Santa. That's how we do it.
Absolutely.
Well, so,
And Sinterklaas just Americanized to Santa Claus.
okay. So did you like
Nick?
So because you used to just deliver presents to Europe, and then the United States started to develop.
Mm-hmm.
So then you'd come over here, and then your name got kind of changed up a little bit.
Evolved.
Is that
yes.
frustrating, or was that
No, because my name is different all over the world.
Sure.
Every language has its own version.
Yeah.
Just like I don't do Italy.
You don't go to Italy?
Well, I can go to Italy, but they have their own version.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know you
Yeah.
skipped Italy.
Well, it's because their version
What if there's
is
some
a witch.
Oh.
Is a witch
Do you ever-
delivering presents in coal.
Do you ever cross paths with her during the
no,
season?
No.
Okay.
It's kind of like
That wouldn't be very much fun.
It's kind of like crossing paths with Krampus.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that one was scary. That's
Yeah,
a scary
yeah,
version.
yeah.
Okay. Well, Santa, so on our show here, we like to rewind. We go back in time
Sure.
and we read reviews that have happened. And you are the man of jolly. You're bringing presents, but even you, Santa, have some bad reviews.
Really?
It's shocking.
Somebody has
Yeah.
besmirched the good name of Saint Nick.
They besmirched you, yes. So we're going to read them. Now, this happened, there's 3 reviews we're going to cover.
Okay.
This first one was from December 17th, 2011. Okay. It happened at a mall in Short Hills. Do you remember this?
I know like I said, I have people that cover me
Okay.
and fill in and impersonate me. So
Yeah. Okay. So this could be that. Okay. Well, Santa, this is what this
could
is
be one of those.
This
guys.
is what happened. This reviewer said, and her name is Addie. She's on TripAdvisor.
Okay.
Okay, so Addie said, I frequent Short Hills Mall often since it has great department and specialty stores. So I took my kids to Santa on Friday, December 16th. Obviously, I know you remember this. It was in the morning. Not only did they make us form a line before she even went on break, or before he went on break, meaning you, but when we finally got to see Santa after an hour and a half wait, he wasn't very nice and was giving me parenting advice on my cranky daughter who was tired and waiting and hungry. I would not recommend it. Santa, what happened here?
That's very disappointing to hear that somebody
Yeah.
representing me
Yeah.
would do that. First of all, I'm not a parenting counselor. Why
do you have kids?
Anybody would do that would be very disappointing.
Yeah, because you don't have kids, right? You and Mrs. Claus did have any kids?
No.
Okay.
No, it's just one of the.
I know you're busy, but yeah,
that's one of those things that.
Yeah, we don't have to get into why, but
sure.
I know. Okay, just parenting advice. So, an hour and a half wait, is that typical? And I know this was an impersonator that I know you probably trained some of these Santas or something.
Yes, absolutely.
So there's still your responsibility.
And part of that is you're supposed to be representing joy and happiness.
Yes.
And you have to know how to handle children who are maybe a little cranky, maybe a little frustrated, maybe a little fearful because maybe their first experience.
Sure.
And to not take that into consideration is terribly disappointing.
That is disappointing.
It's disappointing that somebody would not have learned the lessons that they were taught.
No.
Has now made that child fearful and maybe traumatized about Christmas and seeing Santa from this point forward.
Yeah.
What a disappointing thing.
That would be very disappointing.
This is all about joy and love.
It is.
And the reason for the season. The one thing that Santa represents is the real reason for the season.
Okay. That's
Without that, we have nothing.
What do we have?
Santa has no power unless it came from the one who was the original.
There we go. The original Santa.
The original Santa.
Okay.
The one who brought us joy, happiness, and love, and his son.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus. Are we talking about Jesus? Okay, good. Okay, I like that. That's good because I knew you are the Santa.
Yes.
But talking about Jesus and from in a manger.
We have to represent. In fact, I teach children all the time. Santa's first stop.
Yeah.
No matter what year, what the weather.
Sure.
Santa's first stop is Bethlehem.
Oh, okay. That's where Santa goes first.
Straight from the North Pole to Bethlehem.
Cool.
To pay homage to baby Jesus.
Nice.
Because again, that's where all of my power comes from.
Okay.
If I can't represent that and represent the love that represents, I mean, what a great gift.
Yeah.
We were given somebody who was there for us all.
Yeah.
From here to eternity. If I can't be representative of that.
Yeah. Santa, I love it. I just was not expecting this turn here in our interview. This is great. Well, I think we'll have more touch points on this. So,
sure, absolutely.
Can I?
Yeah, keep going with your review.
Oh,
I want to find out.
I know
This
is good. I like where we're going with this.
Here?
I like the reason for the season. But this is our second review. Okay.
All right. Do I need to really?
You need to prime back. You need to get ready. No, it's not too bad. This was on Yelp. This actually happened very close to where we're taping this right now.
Okay.
This happened in Temple.
My goodness.
Central. So I know
That's an area that I frequent often.
I know you're more familiar with this area than others. So
yes.
So this might hit a little bit closer to home, even though home is the North Pole. But
yes.
So this happened December of 2016. So again, a little bit of ways ago.
All back.
Yeah, but I know your memory's pretty good. The title of this review was Meh, just M-E-H. Meh. That's how they felt about this. So this is the review, Santa. This mall was probably pretty great back in its prime, but it was unremarkable now. We went in to visit Santa, and we were happy to find that there was no line. Look at that, no line to see you at about 5:15 on December 21st. The big sign saying no personal photography was allowed was a little odd, and almost every other mall Santa we visited allows personal photography. Okay, they like to say Lakeline in Austin also allows it. So this other mall in Austin,
right?
I don't know if you've been there. I always purchase anyway, but not allowing personal photography is just petty. Other than that, the stores in the mall seem great. The anchor tenants were good. The sales girl was a little mean though with Santa. I don't know if he treats his elves very nicely. End of review. So she's here. Okay, so there was no line, which she liked.
Right.
But had a problem with two things from what I'm reading here. One, that you or someone didn't allow personal photography. And second, that your elves were mean. So do you do elf training for these things? And I know, again, your specialty is not mall Santa.
Well, most of my elves are quite well versed in how to treat children and how to treat parents.
Sure.
I mean, after centuries of building toys, interacting with people, because we do bring some elves along from time to time.
Oh, that's good.
Appearances.
Let them leave the North Pole.
Yeah.
That's good.
We have a whole crew that does
is that a
personal appearances.
Is that like a raffle system, or do they like earn points and they get to leave and go do this?
No, it's just something that they can kind of pick and choose.
Okay, they can pick. I like that.
Because like any other big business.
Sure. Yeah.
We have specialty people. We
Yes.
have specialty toy makers. We have specialty electronics kids.
Yeah.
Or elves.
Sure.
We have Mrs. Claus.
Yeah.
Has a whole team that work in the bake shop and in the kitchen, making all so she supervises.
Well, good for her.
All the kitchen.
Okay.
Bake shop, baked goods, the cookies, the brownies, the cupcakes, all that.
Good.
So we have a whole team of that.
Good.
We have our veterinary elves.
Jeez.
I
had no idea it was such an operation. I mean, it makes sense, but you're making presents for the whole world.
Exactly.
It makes sense.
It's not just a little bitty tiny workshop with a few things. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So we do have elves that are more inclined to want to have fun and come down and visit.
Okay.
So we bring them along on these personal appearances.
But they were saying this elf was not nice. Were they having a bad day, or do you remember?
It's kind of hard to say what could have been. What could have been the problem?
Sure.
Yeah. Again, that's disappointing to hear that somebody in my organization, or representing my organization, failed to live up to Santa's expectations.
So she likes to talk about the mall here. And I know the mall has really nothing to do, but you've chosen these as establishments to meet your people, take pictures, and ask.
Because it's a wide.
Is that
it's
okay?
Where you can get a lot of people.
So do you think
you want to reach out to as many people as possible?
Okay, so even with like Amazon being more of a thing and the malls kind of dying off, you're still seeing them as viable locations.
Yeah.
Okay,
as long as people are going to the malls.
Yeah,
because it's just kind of like Black Friday.
Okay.
There are some people that, despite all the reports about the chaos of Black Friday, that's some people's tradition.
Yeah, that's true.
Some people's traditions.
Go shopping. Yep.
Some people's Christmas traditions are they're going to take their children year in and year out to see the mall, see the Santa at the mall.
At the mall. That's what they do.
That's just part of their tradition. So regardless of, that could be the only reason they're going to that mall.
Okay. Sure.
They may buy all their, all their stuff.
Yeah.
That we furnish to Amazon.
Sure, Amazon,
and all those places, because that's one of our big distributors.
Yeah, I mean they're delivering like you do on your sleigh, but they do it in trucks and airplanes and stuff. But so the last part, and then we'll move on to the final review. Personal photography. So this has changed, right, Santa? I mean, you've been delivering gifts for centuries. There hasn't really been personal photography since really the last 20 years or so.
25 years.
Yeah. So is that weird, or what's your take on people taking pictures of you like that?
I think that's okay.
Okay.
It's a personal.
Sure.
It's a personable experience.
Okay.
Santa is all about an experience.
Okay.
Visiting with Santa is all about a personable experience.
Agreed.
And
I like that.
If taking your own personal photo, because that professional photographer is going to have you sitting a certain way, you're going to be, making a certain pose.
Yeah.
And it's all that.
Sure.
With the personal touch, parents can, tell the child, hey, make a funny face this time.
Sure.
Okay, let's make a funny face.
Yeah.
One of my appearances this weekend, some of the pictures we took were really silly and goofy. Sure. And it makes the child have more fun.
That's good.
Personalizes the experience for the child.
Yeah.
It brings, we circle back to the joy and happiness of the season.
Okay.
That's what this season is all about. Love, joy, and happiness.
Agreed. Okay. I totally agree with you. So this is the final review. Now, Santa, I'm going to try to read this one without laughing. Okay.
Excuse me.
There's a reason, you're gonna have to explain yourself here.
All right.
And I'll kind of tee it up to why I think this happened.
Okay.
To kind of give you a second to think about.
All right.
So this was by far your most scathing review. Okay, so this was Susan M. This happened this year, December 2022. So this is a recent one.
Goodness.
I know this will be fresh. So this happened actually in London, in Newcastle. So this is in Europe. We're going to another country.
Okay.
Father Christmas. So Susan said, waste of money, very disappointing. Traveled from Newcastle to London for this, and the children were turned away from Santa at 17:35, which would be what time, Santa? 4:35. 5:35. 5:35.
Yes.
Santa closes at 1800 at 6. So they were turned away. Not only was this disappointing, this is where Santa, you need to explain yourself. She says, not only was this disappointing, the staff were foul-mouthed and swearing, and Santa smelled like he hadn't showered in a week. Maybe it was a kid that had gone to the bathroom on him. They need to take care of Santa. End of review. So
that by far is probably the most vile, disappointing thing Santa has ever heard.
So not only did they... Okay, so I'll give you a chance here, Santa. So she didn't get to see you. They showed up basically with 25 minutes left. They showed up, and then at closing time at 6, they turned him away. So they didn't even get to see you. Yet the staff were foul-mouthed, so I'm assuming that means you're elves.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how they knew you smelled or had stuff on you from other kids. But Santa, what happened? I would have to say, and I'll say this, then you can say something. The job you're doing, it has to be a little bit of a workout, and you're running around. Do you have suit changes? Like, do you smell? Like, you don't smell right now. You smell great.
Thank you.
But when you're in the flow of this, maybe there's some. It's okay.
Again, we're talking about somebody representing me.
That's true.
Which again is highly disappointing.
Very disappointing.
That anybody representing Santa, would be, not appropriately clean.
Yeah. No.
That would be turning children away.
Yeah.
Now, I don't care if you've been in that chair. For 10 hours or 12 hours.
Sure.
If you still have children that have been patiently waiting to see you with great excitement and great joy, you take care of those children.
I feel like you would.
You take care of those children until the last child has left.
Yeah, I agree.
You do not leave a child waiting and wanting.
You don't.
No. You do not come in there smelling and reeking of whatever that Father Christmas did. And none of my elves are ever like that.
Well, I was going to say.
None of my elves are, no. There's no foul language at the North Pole.
Gosh.
And again,
I know.
My personal parents team.
Sure.
They're the happy group.
Yeah.
They're the ones that have the most fun.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are going to be silly.
Yeah.
Goofy. They're not going to be cranky, rude, disrespecting families and children.
Good.
That is way, way wrong.
Yeah.
And shame on that team for representing.
Yeah. Usually when we read the reviews, Santa, we like to look and see how legitimate they are. And Susan, has left some reviews on, this was on TripAdvisor. And so I want to lean towards believing Susan. I would be frustrated too. I don't, if the kids weren't able to see Santa, and then the elves were rude. Yeah. How Santa,
foul mouth. That's just
foul mouth.
That's just, again, you're destroying
Yes.
the image.
You are.
You're completely ruining what those kids have believed in, enjoyed, waited with great anticipation and happiness.
Yeah.
Only to have it just destroyed.
Yeah, true. It's awful.
That's just awful.
So,
it's disappointing that people are representing me.
Yeah. So
in that manner.
Yes.
And ruining something that should be full of joy and happiness.
Totally. So, looking at these reviews, we rewound in the past. We read these. We're talking here future stuff, Santa. Do you take these reviews? Does that change maybe training methods with your elves and these other Santas, or will this get brought up at the end of the year review, or how do you think you'll handle this situation?
I would certainly hope that those individuals who were in those malls, when those families, I would logically think those families reported those incidences to whoever runs those malls.
Sure.
And hopefully those individuals will not be asked to return in that role. Because again, that is not how they should be representing me.
Yeah.
That is not how they should be behaving.
No.
That is completely unacceptable. Completely wrong. And they should be completely removed from the Santa realm.
The Santa realm. Well, I think I think you run a tight ship. I think you talk to Mrs. Claus, see how you handle it. But we're just here to help report, what's going on.
And it's good to know that there are people who are misstepping and miscuing.
Yes.
Because that needs to be addressed. That needs to be corrected.
Yeah.
And those people do not need to be a part of the Santa world.
Not at all. So Santa, we always end our time here. You're coming up on a busy season, so I won't keep you much longer. But if I was the reviewer, so I'm Susan. I forget the names of the first two, but let's say they're all in this room here with you right now, and these things have happened. The foul-mouthed elves and the waiting in line. The photography rules. Is there anything you'd like to say to those reviewers right now? Any kind of final parting words in your defense?
I would tell those folks that I am deeply embarrassed by those individuals who claim to represent me, claim to be bringing happiness to children, and they completely fouled it up.
Sure. Okay.
They completely destroyed it.
Yeah.
It made a horrible experience for not only child, but for parent.
Yeah.
And it's disappointing. They should never make a child wait. They should never ignore a child in a line. They certainly should not have rude elves. They should certainly make sure their personal hygiene is in order.
Yeah.
You can't represent something and misrepresent it.
No. I agree.
And I would hope that those families would understand that the people they were dealing with aren't a true representation of Santa Claus.
Cool. Okay. Well, Santa, literally, man, I thank you. I hope that this was good to kind of get some of this out, talk about these reviews. Again, I know you're super busy, so I appreciate you taking the time.
I'm hopeful that those experiences are minimal, that people will only view those as poor examples and will not leave it with, well, we had a terrible experience, we'll never do that again.
Sure.
And hopefully they will be able to experience, because it's all about an experience with Santa. It's not about selling photos at a mall. It's not about, hey, what do you need? Hot movie. We're not. This is not a cattle call. This is a child should have should have an experience.
Yeah.
A visit. As the original poem, it's not it's called A Visit with St. Nick. That's what a child's experience should be. A visit with St. Nick.
Cool.
Having a conversation with Nick.
Yeah.
Having fun, laughing, being silly.
That's cool.
That's what that experience should be representing it.
Awesome.
Of.
It's good parting words, my friend. Thank you, Santa.
Thank you.
Hey, can you give us a ho-ho before we leave?
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Cold air has gotten in the lungs. It's rough. Some days. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas. Ho, 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 ho.
That's so good. Okay, we're good. Thank you, Santa.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.